What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a warm one here in Findlay, Ohio, and Anderson and I are hanging out in the beer shed, getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, the beer we have today is a very special one. This one is called Charred Walls of the Damned. This is the 2015 version. It's actually a numbered bottle, number 1085. Now, when I saw Charred Walls of the Damned, I thought, cool name for a beer.
It is.
It's also the name of a band, right?
It is. But first, I want to thank Ron for sending this to me. This big shout out to you, man. This is an awesome looking beer. I almost don't want to open it.
Yeah, I said the same. When we saw it and looked it up, like ratings-wise, this thing does magnificent. So it Untappd at a 4.32, and there's only 343 check-ins from 2015. Beer Advocate had a 4.35 with 45 check-ins. And it had a 95 world-class rating. Now, this is 13.5% ABV. And it's a bourbon barrel-aged Belgian quad. So tell us more about this band. So obviously Anderson works in the music industry, tours with a lot of bands. I was unaware of this band, but he got the reference.
Well, while I'm talking about the band, maybe you should work on opening it so it doesn't take 2 hours like the last wax top bottle we had. Maybe you'll have to break out the hacksaw again.
Listen, never again. Maybe I'll try and figure out what video that was. What the heck was that?
I don't remember.
We had one that had the wax cap, and I cut it, and I couldn't get the damn thing off, and I had to take a hacksaw to it to finally get it off. Maybe it might have been the one from Nickelbrook. Was it the Nickelbrook one?
Maybe. I just remember that it was a wax top, and it took you forever. It had to bust out the hacksaw.
Now, because I learned from my mistakes, I already etched out a bit of it, so hopefully I can get this one off without it being a complete nightmare like the other. Ah! One swoop.
Wow, that was fast. So Charred Walls of the Damned is an amazing supergroup. It's a metal band made up of very famous people. The first one most of you might recognize is Richard Christie. He was in a famous band called Death, but he was also on the Howard Stern Show for a long time. The next guy in the band is Steve DiGiorgio. He's been in numerous bands, including Testament, Megadeth. He was just on the newest album from Megadeth, The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead, that just came out, I believe, this year. The next guy, Tim Ripper Owens, is a home state guy, Akron, Ohio. When what was the guy? Damn, I'm just drawing a blank here for Judas Priest singer. Rob Halford.
Rob Halford, yeah.
When Rob Halford left Judas Priest for a little while, he's the guy that joined Judas Priest and was singing for Judas Priest. And he has other bands. I mean, great voice, great vocalist. Most people should at least know Judas Priest.
Yeah.
And then the last guy in the band, Jason Sukoff, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He's a huge producer, music engineer. He's been on so many albums. He's worked with everybody. He's been out there with Drowning Pool, Trivium, Hometown Heroes, Chimera. Guys that I work with, like the Black Dahlia Murder, people I currently work with, Whitechapel, he's done numerous albums for them. His latest work that just came out is from Necrogoblicon. They're kind of a funny, interesting band to check out. But this is just a legendary supergroup. I mean, these guys are as big as you can get. So it's really cool to see a brewery do a tribute to them. And even the side here, it says, brewed and bottled for the band and their fans.
Pretty cool.
So I'm super stoked to try this. And like
I'm a sucker for the tie-ins. If they're sports-related, band-related. I mean, we did that Rush beer not that long ago that Shane gave us. I'm always kind of, I don't know, man. You see them, it's like two levels of coolness. Yeah, you got the beer, but then there's also kind of the fanboy side of you that gets to say, oh, cool. They're paying homage to some people I like, right? Whether it's musicians or movies or whatever. I know Listerman, didn't they do one on that Ned Flanders band or whatever?
Oh, yeah. What the hell were they called?
I don't remember.
Oakley Dokley.
Yeah, Oakley Dokley. I know they did a beer for them, for their, I guess they were stopping or something like that.
I mean, that's a big thing with brewers. I mean, a lot of brewers out there are music fans. I mean, almost every brewer's out there a big music fan. And a whole lot of them are hard rock, heavy metal fans. Yeah. And they really dig getting to collaborate with bands.
Well, I mean, we have some of the ones back here. Like, I guess they're all covered by my Oktoberfest setup.
You can see the Iron Maiden one right here.
Yeah, Iron Maiden. I know I got all the Amon Amarth ones.
Three Floyds has done a whole lot of different metal bands, including Amon Amarth.
Yeah.
That's the Dark Lord Day one.
Yeah.
The Amon Amarth is next to it. They've done all kind of different ones. Skeleton Witch.
I'm knocking all my stuff over here. So cool, super cool beer. Thrilled to be able to even try this, man. When I looked it up on Untappd, I said, "Oh, it's popping up as 2015," and I thought it can't be the right one. And he's like, "It is.
It is. Not only is it, it's giant right here across the top, but somehow
Yes, I missed that.
He
part.
saw this tiny number, but didn't see the big one.
I wasn't looking for that, to be fair. I mean, I always expected like a year old or something. You don't expect it to be going on 7 years or something like that.
Right.
So, Ron, thank you, man. This is a super cool beer to try. Thanks for sharing it with Anderson, who then shared it with me.
Really torn of even opening this beer, but it's too late now. It's been opened. So let's get into it.
All right. Color. We got our SRM chart.
You know, I was originally going to say it was like
SRM Brew HQ. Where you say dark? It almost was more cola colored.
Well, I was originally going to say it was a 41, but it's definitely not. There's some reddish hues in there.
You know what I think it looks like to me? Have you ever had an English mild? It looks like a darker version of an English mild almost.
Oh my God, there is so much in the bottom of that.
Oh Lord. I would hate to be a toilet in this house in the morning because it's going to get blown up, brothers. This is in trouble.
I would hate to be drinking this on the bus because we'd be having the driver have to stop for a truck stop in the middle of the night.
So color, if I'm using this chart, I initially thought I was going to say like 40 black. But now that I look at it, I don't think so. I mean,
it's maybe down in like the 30s.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like a 33 or something here. Like, it's dark, but it almost has like a reddish, brownish kind of color to it.
Absolutely.
Now, the head wasn't much of a head. Again, probably not surprising for the style. But it had like a thin tan head there initially when it came out. But it's pretty much gone. Let's break it out.
Yeah, there's like almost... There was never a head really, but just around the edge of the glass.
Yeah.
But if you kind of tilt it so you can see some light through the very edge, there was a lot of carbonation going on.
Yeah, you're right. I see it rising up. Can't see it through it, obviously, because it's dark and can't see through. When you do look at the edges, they're actually really little tiny fine bubbles.
Yes.
Cool looking. All right. Break out that industrial grade schnoz of yours.
You can't smell it already?
And let's give it a big sniff.
You couldn't smell it as soon as you opened it?
Yeah, you can smell it, but...
I mean, it's... almost syrupy smell. Like that bourbon barrel...
Yeah.
Kind of smell, some raisin.
Was it like oaky, raisiny, kind of like stone fruit, whatever they call it, kind of smell? It's inviting. Now, for 13.5, I don't really pick up a huge booze hit either.
No, and I wouldn't expect to with it being aged this long.
Well, here's the one thing. I think ABV is a very tricky thing. It's kind of like IBUs. I mean, I've heard brewers talk about this. Like, don't draw your conclusions about a beer based on IBU, because people can hide IBUs and you can do different things. Sometimes you can have something that's high, big IBUs and it's hoppy and knocks your head off. Other times, especially in stouts and things, you can hide them well.
Right.
And a lot of people can do that. Booziness, I guess, could be the same. You can not hide it, but if you do a good beer and it ages and you do different things with it, you don't necessarily smell it right away. Now, if you buy some cheap beer and it's 13%, you smell it and you're like, ah.
Oh, you mean like that side pocket?
Jeez. That's still arguably one of the worst beers I've ever had in my life. That was absolutely terrible. Now, look, I didn't expect a lot from it, so kind of is what it is. The other one I hate, what's that Turkish one? Is it Efes?
Yeah, I think Efes is one of the...
I can't stand that. I know a lot of people out there dig that. I think the first time I had it, I was actually in Kennesaw with my buddy Chuck, and we drank all the beers in the house, and the only thing I had was like a couple of warm Efeses that were sitting somewhere.
Oh, warm.
And we drank them, and it was just like, oh. And I said to myself, look, it's because you drank it because it was warm. Try it again. Try it again. Just, it's not for me. I don't like it, man. But, some of these beers, I think they hide things well or do things differently. This, 13.5, I don't smell the booze, man.
No, not at all. And it's really just raisiny and...
kind of like oaky or whatever that...
Bourbon barrel.
The barrels, the barrel smell, whatever you associate with that. Smells good. And now, I didn't mention this earlier. This is from the Burnt Hickory Brewery, and they are out of Kennesaw, Georgia. Kennesaw, Georgia. I know that name Kennesaw from Kennesaw Mountain. Landis was a former judge. I think he went to Northwestern Law School, and then became the commissioner of baseball. So he was famous for, I think he was the guy who banned the 1919 Chicago White Sox, the Black Sox scandal, and restored integrity to Major League Baseball, they say, as we let steroid users in the Hall of Fame and people do all kinds of horrible things. But he restored integrity to baseball, right? Go Phillies. All right, let's give this a
taste.
shot. Cheers, my brother. Ron, thanks.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much.
First things first. I always go into the body first because to me it's very important. This is a big boy Belgian quad, and this has the body that it should. This is full-bodied, almost syrupy, because you can feel it when you drink it. And I enjoy that. Same thing goes for stouts. If you give me a stout and that thing is thin, with the exception of Guinness, I always give them a pass. Other than that, I can't stand it. And I did that one the other day from Omegon, where the body just killed it for me. This has the body that it should. It is magnificent.
Absolutely. And when you say syrupy, it's like the good version of syrupy, not the
not gross,
not the gross bile version we talk about in some of these terrible beers like Side Pocket.
This is
like the good.
It's full-bodied, smooth. You can taste it.
This is what you expect from a Belgian quad to have, like for the body. And surprisingly, again, there is a whole lot of carbonation going on in there, but you don't notice it.
As far as the flavors, you got a bunch of things going on here. I think you pick up that kind of stone fruit, raisiny, plummy kind of taste, which I also quite enjoy that flavor. I picked that up right away. ABV, not really there, man.
No, not at all. Not at all. You could not convince me this was 13.5%.
No. You might think it's not Coors Light clearly.
Right.
But I think it hides the ABV well. This is smooth as smooth can be. You pick up those nice bourbon barrel aged notes in this. This I can't say too much. I can't say too much about this. This is magnificent.
There's actually some hints of vanilla in there. This is like getting a single barrel bourbon. It's so complex and has so many different attributes to it. It's definitely worthy of the ratings for sure.
Yeah. This is really good. I've probably done 550 plus beer reviews. If you watch them, very rarely do beers knock my socks off. I probably have more bombs than super hits. This to me is Beer Hall of Fame. If you watch my man Blue Ice, he has a little shelf above him where he puts his kind of like Hall of Fame beers. The best ones. I always love that concept because he only has so many up there. And if you come around this beer shit, I got crap everywhere. I think I tried to save every can or bottle from the first 365 initially, which became
insane.
Not doable. But I keep too much stuff. I'm a pack rat. He's cool, right, in that he has that top shelf, and if one of them is great, it kind of knocks it off the others off the shelf. So it's kind of, like Highlander. There can be only one best beer. And for me, this is probably one of the best beers that I've tried in 550 videos. I absolutely love this.
That is a cool idea, having the top shelf beer bottles, beer cans, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely, five bottle caps on Untappd. This is an excellent beer. I was really distraught over whether I should open it or not because of what it is.
Yeah.
I'm super happy I got to taste this, and then it's just really, really good. It would definitely go up on that top shelf.
Dark, stone fruits. You get the bourbon barrel. But here's another thing. I love the bourbon barrel aged beers, especially like stouts and stuff like that. But sometimes they get a bit much. It's almost like too much of the bourbon taste. And it's like I lost track of the beer because it just kind of tastes like I'm drinking bourbon in a different fashion. This doesn't do this. This masterfully blends all those things together. So you get that bourbon aspect, but it's not like, I'm just drinking bourbon but at a lower ABV. You know what I mean? This thing delivers on every front. And I can't say enough about this beer.
It's worthy of the name and the legendary musicians that are involved in that band. This is...
Now, here's the other cool thing. If those guys drank this, it's cool to think you're chilling and drinking a beer that these legends in the music industry have tried as well.
Especially how rare this is and be numbered. I don't know. I didn't see how many bottles they actually made, but to have it hand numbered 1,085, that's a little Sharpie marker right there.
Yeah.
That was hand numbered.
Yeah. Anything else on there of significance that we can see?
No.
I'm just happy I got through the wax cap without it turning into a...
Well, it's a good thing you pre-cut it this time.
Well, to be fair, this one wasn't dipped too bad.
No.
That one that I had before was like 8 feet of wax on it. I think even with the hacksaw, it wasn't easy to get that damn thing off.
That was hysterical. You have to link that video.
I'll throw it in there. It was... Thank Odin that we were in the shed, and I had a hacksaw just hanging up here, or I honestly don't even know what the hell I would have done, because it was we were in a bad spot. All right. I'll get back on task here. I'm digressing into some nonsense, right?
So overall, did you give it a thumbs up?
I'd give this 8 thumbs up. This is one of the best beers I've ever had. I absolutely love this. So, Charred Walls of the Dam, 2015 version from the Burnt Hickory Brewery, Kennesaw, Georgia. Magnificent. You guys did a great job with this. Like Anderson said, this is worthy of a super group. This is a super beer.
Absolutely. This is definitely however many thumbs up I could give it. And I really want to thank Ron again for sending this to me, giving this to me. I mean, this is amazing. Yeah. This is a great gift. Thank you very much. I owe you.
Thanks to Ron for sending this, and thanks Anderson for sharing this. I might have hid this under my bed and said, this one's just for me. I'm going to save it for New Year's or an anniversary or something special.
This might have been something I should have eBayed.
Yeah, it's great, man. I'd love to know what something like this costs. I mean, it might just might cost a pretty penny, too, because it's such a magnificent beer. Still, thrilled to be able to try it. Big thumbs up for the beer for both of us. Hopefully you like the video. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as usual, if you've tried this or something similar, jump in down below. The Burnt Hickory Brewery. This is the first beer I've had from them. This is a hell of a first beer. It's going to be hard to top this.
Absolutely.
But I would love to try some more of their stuff, because if they can pull this off, they know what they're doing, man. They're good. Hey, till next time. Cheers.
Cheers.